Sunny has a total of 608 days in space, earning her the ranking of second most time in space by a NASA astronaut. Former NASA astronaut Peggy Whitson ranks first with 675 days in space. Sunny conducted 2 spacewalks and has completed 9 over the course of her career, for a total of 62 hours and 6 minutes of spacewalking time. She ranks 4th on the list of cumulative time spacewalking by a NASA astronaut. Previously, she served on Expedition 14 and 15 in 2007, and again with Expedition 32 and 33 in 2012. She is a retired U.S. Navy captain and a proud graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy.
Next up is NASA astronaut Butch Wilmore, who is also serving as a mission specialist today. This is his 3rd space flight, and just like Sunny, he logged 286 days in space. He conducted 1 spacewalk and has completed 5 over the course of his career, earning him a total spacewalking time of 21 hours, 2 minutes. He's flown on 4 different spacecraft throughout his career: Space Shuttle Atlantis, Soyuz, Boeing Starliner, and now the SpaceX Dragon. Previously, the Mount Juliet, Tennessee native served on STS-129 in 2009 and Expedition 41 and 42 from 2014 to 2015. Wilmore is also a retired captain in the U.S. Navy.
Alexander Gorbanov is the 3rd mission specialist serving on today's mission. Crew-9 was his first spaceflight to the space station, earning him a total of 171 days in space over the course of his career. Gorbanov, along with Nick Hague, saw the arrival of 4 visiting vehicles and saw the departure of 4 as well. The duo orbited the Earth more than 2,700 times. Before his cosmonaut selection in 2018, Gorbanov worked as an engineer for a Rocket Space Corporation and helped support cargo spacecraft launches from the Baikonur Cosmodrome. There is an amazing amount of diversity and experience behind the crew coming home today.
Yes, absolutely. And so we are targeting undocking today at 10:05 p.m. Pacific, just a few minutes here from now. There will be an undock command that is sent first. That is expected at 10 p.m. Pacific time. And then it'll take a few minutes for us to actually see the physical separation and everything. But we are getting views right now of Dragon Freedom. What you see on that black portion of your screen there is some of the solar rays that help collect power for the spacecraft. That will remain intact during the phasing, which is about 17 hours for this particular flight. But before splashdown tomorrow afternoon, which we are targeting at 2:57 p.m. Pacific, that portion of Dragon will actually be jettisoned. So it'll just be the white portion that we'll see splashdown. But we're not quite there yet. First, we need to have the spacecraft undock. So again, targeting undock at 10:05 p.m. Pacific time this evening.
Laboratory recently as a part of Expedition 72.
That's absolutely right, Sandra. So right now what we're doing on board Dragon is preparing for that undocking sequence to be commanded. Undocking from the space station basically involves separating the umbilicals and those attachment hooks that we use to dock Dragon to the space station. So we're effectively doing what we did during the docking procedure here, but in reverse. All of that in preparation for splashdown tomorrow.
Quartet of astronauts and cosmonaut aboard
Freedom, SpaceX on the Big Loop, undock sequence commanded.
Undocked from the International Space Station earlier this morning at 12:05
And right on schedule, we've got confirmation of that undocking sequence command.
Eastern, pushback from the Harmony module, the Zenith port, space-facing port of that Harmony module.
Here in Houston in Mission Control, we are now monitoring the demating of the umbilical. This is the mechanism that provided electrical power to the Dragon Freedom during the time it was docked to the Zenith or space-facing port of the Harmony module. Originally, Freedom docked at the forward port of Harmony, and then back on November 3rd with Williams, Wilmore, Hague, and Gorbanov on board. Umbilical demate reported to be complete as we stand by for the initiation of the opening of the hooks. 2 gangs of hooks, 12 hooks in all, holding Dragon to the docking port on the Zenith side of Harmony. Again, Harmony was the port of call for Freedom initially. When it arrived back in September, the forward port itself, it experienced a relocation maneuver with Hague, Gorbanov, Williams, and Wilmore on board back on November 3rd to move from the forward port to the Zenith port, a short spin around the block to reposition that spacecraft where it has been mated and docked to the International Space Station since last November.
Dragon spacecraft will splash down off the coast of Florida in the Gulf.
3.5 minutes away from physical separation.
We will continue our audio coverage. full production, including at NASA Plus on the agency's website at nasa.gov and social media channels starting at 3:45
the
p.m.
physical
Central
separation
Time,
occurs between
4:45
Dragon and the
p.m.
docking
Eastern,
port on
and
Harmony,
that'll take you
it
through live
will
coverage
begin
of
to move
re-entry
above the
and
station
splashdown.
at a very
As of
slow
now,
rate
in
of
the last
about
check-in, the
1/10 of
crew
a
is
meter
happy
per
and
second.
healthy and continues
Then we'll move
deorbit
behind the
preparation
station.
and their
A
return
series of
home
departure
to
burns
Earth.
will then
This is
put it
Mission
on a
Control Houston.
trajectory to carry it below the station and on its way to a safe distance away from the International Space Station for its deorbit burn that will occur at 4:11 p.m. Central Time, 5:11 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday afternoon to begin the final leg of the ride home for Williams, Wilmore, Hague, and Gorbanoff. Minutes to go until physical separation. All systems reported to be in great shape. The latest weather forecast off the coast of Florida at the Splashdown sites indicates pristine weather for the arrival of the Crew-9 crew on
First set of
Tuesday
hooks
afternoon.
open and nominal.
The first gang of hooks has opened, standing by for the second. Springs on both sides of the docking interface will push off against one another to initiate that opening rate for Dragon. Seconds till physical separation, heading into the home stretch for Williams and Wilmore, the beginning of the end for a 9.5-month mission in space. The interface between Dragon and the International Docking Adapter no longer sealed. International Space Station and Dragon flying from southwest to northeast across the Pacific Ocean at an altitude of 261 statute miles.
All hooks open.
All hooks are open. And undocking confirmed. Freedom is free of its moorings. Sonny Williams and Butch
Depart
Wilmore
burn
begin their
nominal
belated
and
trip
Dragon
home.
separation confirmed.
Undocking occurring right on time at 12:05 a.m. Central Time, 1:05 a.m. Eastern Time. Good motion, good stability on Dragon as it backs away.
Freedom, SpaceX on the big loop. Depart burn 0 nominal.
Good opening rate reported by the visiting vehicle officer. Dragon's attitude control system functioning as advertised.
Freedom on the big loop. On behalf of Crew-9, I'd like to say it was a privilege to call station home. The live and work and be a part of a mission and a team that spans the globe, working together in cooperation for the benefit of humanity. To our colleagues and dear friends who remain on the station, Alex, and Baker, Todd, Kirill, we know the station's in great hands. We're excited to see what you guys are going to accomplish, and we'll be waiting for you. Crew-9's going home.
Houston Station on the Big Loop. Step 2, ISS thrusters are verified enabled. To Crew-9, safe journey home. It's been the honor of a lifetime to cross your path up here on Space Station. Your service has been very much appreciated, and we'll miss you, but have a great journey home.
And this is Tak. I wish we could spend more time with you guys, but many people who love you and whom you love are waiting for you. So safe travel, Godspeed.
And for crew arrival, we ring a bell in Navy tradition, and for Crew-9, I did a baritone salute as you undocked.
So an exchange of poignant words between the Dragon commander, Nick Hague, as well as the Crew-10 crew, the newly arrived Crew-10 crew members, Anne McClain, Takuya Onishi, and Don Pettit, offering their best wishes and Godspeed for a safe return to Earth on Tuesday afternoon for the quartet aboard the Dragon Freedom. Dragon continues an opening rate away from the zenith port of the Harmony module of the International Space Station, undocking occurring just about 5 minutes ago at 12:05 a.m. Central Time, 1:05 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, coming up here in the next minute or so will be the spacecraft's exit from what is called the keep-out sphere. That is the first imaginary line between the space station and the departure corridor for the Dragon itself. That will be followed by Dragon maneuvering to a sun communications pointing orientation and to enable better communications between the tracking and data relay satellite system and Dragon's communications capability itself. The approach ellipsoid exit, that basically is the end of integrated operations, where Dragon will cross that imaginary line to move beyond the neighborhood of the station, as it were, is scheduled about 14 minutes from now. Departure 1 burn now complete, all nominal.
Depart burn 1 nominal. Your go to DOF suits per procedure 4.012, and a final reminder that the Big Loop will be deactivated following Dragon's exit from the approach ellipsoid.
Copy. We did Depart 1 burn, and we are good to DOF suits. That's in work momentarily. We'll expect to go off Big Loop when we get outside the field, sir.
That's a good readback, Freedom.
With all the Freedom thrusters operating in perfect fashion, the acknowledgement by the spacecraft communicator in Hawthorne to Commander Nick Hague aboard Freedom that the crew has been given the go-ahead to get out of their entry suits for the time being, get into more comfortable clothing as Dragon continues its traverse away from the International Space Station. This will continue throughout the course of the overnight hours into tomorrow afternoon, a series of pre-programmed maneuvers that will enable Freedom to be in a position for its deorbit burn on Tuesday afternoon. That deorbit burn is scheduled to take place
Sonny Williams and Roscosmos cosmonaut Alexander
at 4:11 p.m. Central Time, 5:11 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll be a 7-minute, 29-second braking maneuver to enable Dragon to slip out of orbit. Its velocity slowed by 53.2 meters per second, enabling it to begin its high-speed entry back through Earth's atmosphere and a parachute-assisted splashdown off the Gulf of Mexico and the Gulf of America at 4:57 p.m. Central, 5:57 p.m. Eastern Time.
Now awake and currently undergoing deorbit preparations. The crew is happy and healthy and continuing to move closer and closer as the clocks are ticking down here inside Mission
Station
Control
and
towards
Houston.
the prop waste burn.
On the big loop, Dragon has exited the keep out sphere.
And then after about an hour from there, the deorbit burn that'll help put Dragon on course for a splashdown about 3.5 hours from this moment. The Crew-9 team aboard the Dragon SpaceX craft. Commander Nick Hague.
Freedom SpaceX
Anne
on the big
McClain,
loop. Dragon has exited the approach ellipsoid and is on a 24-hour safe free drift path. Configure comm for Dragon to ground in preparation for big loop deactivation.
Williams and Wilmore, all of NASA, they are closing out their third flight in their careers, for which Wilmore and Sonny Williams, they would launch to the International Space Station back on June 5th aboard the Boeing Starliner spacecraft and would be on station for 286 days, for which Wilmore
Freedom
would add to his
SpaceX
crew
on the big loop. Premature call. We have
days
exited the keep out sphere but are still in the approach ellipsoid.
Over her 3 flights to microgravity. For Nick Hague and Alexander Gorbanov, they would launch the International Space Station aboard the Dragon SpaceX, the Freedom spacecraft they are on right now, and they would launch at the end of September, the 28th of September, and will be winding down 171 days in orbit. For Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore, their 9.5-month stay would see them travel 4,576 orbits of
Freedom,
Earth
we have
and
you
over
loud and clear. How
121 million miles. For Hague and Gorbanov, 171 days for them, covering
Dragon having crossed the keep-out sphere. Next major milestone will be the exiting of the approach ellipsoid to depart the neighborhood of the station. With that, we'll toss it for the moment back to Hawthorne and Veronica and Sandra.
Here, teams on the ground inside the
Thanks so much, Rob.
flight control
As
room
Rob just mentioned, we are now waiting for Dragon to exit the approach ellipsoid, also known as AE, which is another imaginary shape, this time a three-dimensional ellipsoid measuring 4 kilometers by 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers.
भाई मेरी YouTube से पहली अर्निंग आ गई।
कितनी आई?
15,000 रुपए।
ये मोनेटाइज कैसे किया चैनल?
भाई सीखो ऐप से सीख के।
सीखो? ये क्या कोई ऐप है?
अरे बहुत बढ़िया ऐप है। वहाँ पर YouTube चैनल कैसे बनाना है, पोस्ट कब करना है, चैनल को मोनेटाइज कैसे करना है, इन सारी चीजों के एक्सपर्ट के वीडियोस मिल जाएंगे, और वो भी एक ही जगह पर। ये नहीं कि 2 घंटे से सिर्फ यही सर्च कर रहे हैं कि वीडियोस कौन सी देखें।
लेकिन भैया जानकारी तो ठीक मिलेगी ना?
एकदम बढ़िया जानकारी मिलेगी। मैंने भी अपना चैनल वहीं से सीख कर बनाया है और आज मोनेटाइज भी कर लिया है, और भाई तू भी कर सकता है।
थैंक यू भैया यार, मैं करता हूँ आज जाके।
डाउनलोड नाउ बटन पे क्लिक करो और अभी सीखो ऐप डाउनलोड करो।
Hence the name The Big Loop, because they're all working together to make sure that they have common communications during some of these dynamic portions of flight. So again, we are standing by for approach ellipsoid exit at 10:24 p.m. Pacific time. And on your screen there, we are getting a view of Dragon from the International Space Station, now quite a bit smaller than when we just saw a few minutes ago, undocking at 10:05 p.m. Pacific. Also in the line of sight there, we have a small view of the Canada arm, which is a robotic arm that helps do some maneuvering and is utilized a lot during spacewalks on board the International Space Station. So to recap, the hatches between the International International Space Station and Dragon were closed earlier today at 8:05 p.m. Pacific, 11:05 p.m. Eastern. Since then, the crew has settled in and is working to take off their spacesuits for their 17-hour journey back to Earth. The joint NASA and SpaceX teams did, of course, poll go to proceed with undocking, and that undocking command was then sent at 10 p.m. Pacific, followed by umbilical retraction and hooks opening, with physical separation taking place at 10:05 p.m. Pacific, as the space station and Dragon were traveling 261 statute miles off the coast of Guam over the Pacific Ocean. Dragon then completed 2 of 4 departure burns and has exited the keep-out sphere, and we are now just minutes away from Dragon crossing the approach ellipsoid to set the spacecraft and Crew-9 up for their path back to Earth. Again, Dragon is targeting to splash down off the coast of Florida in the Gulf at 2:57 p.m. Pacific, 5:57 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, March 18th, marking the completion of a long-duration science and research mission.
Great views right now on your screen of Mission Control here in Hawthorne, California.
It looks like we're starting to get maybe some views there of Dragon as well. These views are being controlled by one of the flight controllers in Mission Control Houston called Cronus, and they help to make sure that the cameras are in position to view not only visiting vehicles that are arriving and departing, but also help to ensure that cameras are in position to get great Earth views, ensure that perhaps if we're flying over a natural disaster like a hurricane or a wildfire, they are ensuring that those great cameras on board the International Space Station are being put to good use to capture all of the science and research that we can aboard the microgravity laboratory. And, you know, fun fact, actually, the International Space Station will be celebrating 25 years of continuous human presence this November. So if you are younger than 25 years old, you have never known a day in your life where there was not a human being living and working aboard the International Space Station.
That is so cool to me. It's just this amazing step forward for human exploration in space.
And with that, we're going to check back in with Rob Navius at the Johnson Space Center one more time. Go ahead, Rob.
Thank you, Sandra. You mentioned that continuous presence on board the International Space Station. We are approaching the point of the approach ellipsoid exit, which will mark the end of integrated operations with the International Space Station and the flight control team here in Houston. Just a reminder, on board, 7 crew members representing 3 nations: Alexei Ovchinin, the station commander, and his Roscosmos colleagues Ivan Wagner and Kirill Peskov, Anne McClain, Nichole Ayers, and Don Pettit of NASA, and Takuya Onishi of the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. Ovchinin, Wagner, and Pettit are next up to depart the station on April 19th. They are scheduled to return home to the steppe of Kazakhstan and a parachute-assisted landing on April 19th U.S. time, April 20th in Kazakhstan. Before that happens,